This episode is one of my favorite Beach City episodes, and if I did that top listing of Beach City episodes that I was planning last year, this would have been high on my list because, to tell you the truth, restaurants facing each other, even though it had nothing to do on which food is superior over an incident that Steven didn't mean to cause, I'm still into it. Like, to tell you the truth, the whole Fireman's and Pizza's rivalry when it came to the other restaurants serving something that the other restaurants don't approve of is honestly realistic because you can instantly tell for the fact that they were thinking that they stole their ideas even though it wasn't really the case. And to tell you the truth, with Steven being his good nature himself, I can get used to Steven's behavior when it comes to the Steven-only perspective being too much of a major factor in the show, along with the other characters who don't want to face each other due to the whole misunderstanding. I'm sorry, it's just that if I was doing this list in a way that I would have ranked these Beach City episodes, I would have described of how much I actually enjoyed these episodes that aren't from Season 1. But then again, I would have also included Season 1 episodes on the list just to prove that Season 1 Beach City episodes are better than any other Beach City episode that came out after Season 1. Mr. Fryman and Kofi Pizza in this episode, with them feuding against each other, with them having the same jobs when it comes to food, even if they have different techniques at making food at the restaurants, them feuding against each other, to tell you the truth, there are always similarities when it comes to the foods that they make, even though that the Frymans don't make pizza, while Kofi Pizza don't have any of the stuff that the Frymans have, aside from the cheese that PD found in the freezer, which caused this whole rivalry to begin in the first place. Even though that I never worked at a restaurant or a fast food restaurant, if I saw a similarity that bugs me, I wouldn't start a war, but at the same time, I would raise an eyebrow on the situation. Believe me, even if you may think that this entire rivalry is stupid, you can honestly tell that if a taco fast food restaurant is way too similar to Taco Bell, it will rip off Taco Bell regardless. That applies to restaurants as well, so even though that this rivalry may be a little over-exaggerated, if you ever experience on what fast foods or restaurants are like since I've been to those places multiple times, I'm not trying to brag, I'm just letting you know that I can understand the point of view of Mr. Fryman and Kofi Pizza on why they rival when it comes to the stuff that they witness from each other, mainly the mozzarella sticks that PD gave to Steven while Kofi took notice. As for the other characters, I have to admit I actually like the performance in this episode because, to tell you the truth, even though that the Beach City characters don't get much attention, even though that they do have their own episodes from this show, this episode really gave me good conflicts on these characters just trying to work out the rivalry between the business fathers so that they can actually go back to their normal lives. And I have to be really real with you, this is honestly Ragnardo's best episode, which isn't saying a lot, but at the same time, when he told the other characters that he has a girlfriend, you can instantly tell that we would probably disagree on that, but when he fakes a proposal towards Kiki in order to end the feud, his girlfriend actually appeared. And even though that he spilled out the truth accidentally, to tell you the truth, it's honestly rare that this type of accidental reveal is honestly humorous and not really worth getting mad at, considering that we didn't expect his girlfriend to actually appear at a very bad timing, while also learning and realizing that he actually had a girlfriend and he wasn't lying. You could say that he deserves to get dumped, but at the same time, it's just poor timing that made everything worse between two restaurants. and it wasn't entirely his fault. So, after the failed proposal, Steven came up with a solution to open his own restaurant at his place. And his plan is to make a better dish than any of the foods that Fireman's and Pizzas were making, because to tell you the truth, I can guarantee you that the inspiration that this episode did when it comes to people who make food really made them jealous as well. Okay, maybe that's too much of an accomplishment and mostly me praising this episode, but to tell you the truth, when Kofi ate a pizza bagel all the while that Mr. Fireman had eaten fries that has ketchup inside, they were instantly thinking too much on what they do for a living when it comes to the foods that they make retrospectively. And when they eat Steven's food, they know full well that Steven will put them out of business. With Mr. Fireman and Kofi ending the feud, it's honestly much more better for Steven, considering that him accidentally causing this, there was more of a reason on this episode has the better Steven-only perspective rather than the other episodes. Granted, you can say all you want that the characters can take care of themselves, but in all honesty, whenever I see Steven in this, it really feels like that he really needs to be part of this episode. Agree with me or not, this is honestly one of those Beach City episodes that you should sit through because of how much I found the qualities in it. Even if you may agree with me or not, and I understand that people can't stand the Beach City episodes, it's not like that these episodes are really worthless. Even if some of them are when it comes to the worst episodes, I instantly feel like that these episodes are just mainly there just to fill up the episode slots for Steven Universe. And even though that it could have focused on the gems and the diamonds when it comes to their development, I really felt like that what the people did when it comes to seasons 1 through 4 weren't problematic. It's mainly season 5 where the problems are coming into play. The season 4 Beach City episodes are mostly mediocre, but when it comes to season 5, aside from the Sadie episodes, it's honestly difficult to ignore them when it came to clashing with the main plot of the story. So with that being said, I'm giving this episode an 8 out of 10, and believe me, once we get into season 5, I could be critical, but at the same time not too critical when it comes to these Beach City episodes.